We know that you were born magical. We know that you are intuitive, and we know that you are brimming with everyday enchantment. Here at the Sisters Enchanted, we believe in intention, we believe in intuition, and we believe in everyday magic. Welcome in to the Expedition to Soul podcast. Welcome to this episode of the Expedition to Soul podcast.
Were you trying to find
My center?
the pocket for that?
I'm Sara, founder of the Sisters Enchanted, and I'm joined by...
I'm Anna, co-founder of the Sisters Enchanted.
Today, we are talking about the transition from Imbolc to Ostara. We're going to talk about what it means to deepen, sink into your intentions this time of year, why you want to do that. Okay, I've just had lunch. I'm really excited and ready to go.
So say one time, I should say that I'm Sara, founder of the Sisters Enchanted. You should say, hi, I'm Anna, co-founder, and see if anybody notices.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Because I think our voices sound very similar.
Maybe.
In recording, maybe.
You have a nicer voice, I think.
I don't think that's true.
I do.
They'll know by the articulation that it's not me.
No, I have had lunch. I'm ready and raring to go. On
Lunch
this
was
discussion. Good. Lunch was good.
I feel like I need second lunch.
Yeah, I had an omelet with peppers and ham and avocado.
I had an avocado BLT. It was
delicious.
It was delicious.
So, all right. The wheel of the year.
What a wheel it is.
Like the wheel of my personality changes depending on what's going on.
Sure does.
The wheel of the year, it represents the ebbs and the flows of the season and of the year, the wheel. And we had at Yule. Yule is the longest night, shortest day, much like a new moon where there's lots of darkness. And the darkness. We can think about our intentions for the year ahead. Well, from Yule, which is December 21st, to Imbolc, which is about February 1st or 2nd, not like Ewok, that's different. February 1st.
Sir, what is an Ewok?
It's that thing in that movie with the Star Wars. Where there's the wars and the stars.
What
it's
thing?
The thing. It's got like the fur.
What does it look like?
Like that. It's got the ears.
Like a little bear?
Yeah, it's like...
Okay. I think bear was the word I was looking for. They're little bears.
Yeah, it's like fuzzy. Like soft. Probably nice to cuddle with. Okay, that's enough of that. So, anyway, then we have Imbolc. And Imbolc, this is where we start to see the first glimpses of light. Now, if we're thinking of a lunar cycle,
I'm gonna buy you an Ewok costume,
y'all. That would be like the waxing crescent moon, where we start to have that glimmer of what's to come. But this is, again, we look at the ebbs and the flows. This is a time where we're just like really letting this intention be. So we set intentions, or we were open to setting intentions at Yule. Now we're looking around us and we're taking stock of what might our intention actually look like. Is it what I thought it was going to look like? Are things shaking out differently? And we have this glimpse that spring might actually come, unless you're like us in Connecticut, at which point, winter is just really hitting us right now. And there's like no glimmer of hope, but
no end in sight.
Right. So it's a great time to light some candles, have a fire, if you can, and just kind of remember that there is light on the horizon. There are better days to come. We're going to plant those seeds soon enough. From Imbolc to Ostara then would be like our first quarter moon. We're ready to take action, and that's towards the end of March 21st. And we can actually start to think about maybe planting some seeds indoors, putting the little growth lamp on them, and seeing what comes up for us. So when you're listening to this podcast episode, we're right between Imbolc and Ostara. We're in that transition period. So we're getting closer to where we are actually going to plant those seeds, take action, and start to grow our intentions. But for now, we're in that space right between that, like, is this what I actually want? What are my intentions, to really solidifying them? And this is the perfect time to do that. Really solidify your intentions. Consider, what do I want for the year ahead? What did I learn from last year that I can apply to my future vision? And really start considering what it would feel like to have those intentions come to life for you.
I'm just so happy I could be here for this. You're just so full of insight.
It's all that omelet I ate.
I particularly enjoy the way that you always say Imbolc, the way that you do.
Imbolc?
Yeah.
Like Ewok?
Yes, like that.
I know. I don't know.
You're just so good.
So good. So good. So Anna.
So Sarah.
What would you, like, for you, as you move from like the beginning?
This standing is kind of fun because we can kind of like have a face off.
From the beginning of February to like the end of March, that middle point in there, how do you in your life start to really solidify your intentions? Like, understand and recognize what's going to be an intention, so that when the spring comes and you throw open your windows on that first warm day, you know exactly where you're going.
It's a question, isn't it?
I
was going to say that, typically it's the months before that, the cold, wintry months, January, so to say, where you start getting your intentions together. But it's also, which is interesting.
Is it?
Yeah, because, okay, so obviously there's like the Witch's New Year, which is before that. But most people start their intention and their ideas of what they're going to do in January, the beginning of the new year, right? And what's interesting about that is that that's like the peak of the winter, when your body's supposed to be like at its most restful state, and where you're like nurturing the body, keeping it warm, keeping it satiated. And
third time's the charm.
And what's interesting is that that's not a very like active time of the year. So I would say that when it starts to kind of warm up and you're seeing kind of the trees deciding that they want to have little buds on the end of them again, and things are starting to turn green again, that's also the time in life that like you want to take action and you want to open the window. Like before that, you don't want to open the window.
Right.
You want to keep it closed. You're not ready for the dust to get kicked up because you're still in that cozy, quiet mode. You're in hibernation.
You're like, it's so cold out there.
Right.
Why?
Why
is it gotta be like
so
that?
Cold?
Why don't we live in Florida?
Because we live in Connecticut.
Guess we get all 4 seasons though, which makes these discussions the most relevant for us.
Indeed. So I guess for me, it would be like that bug of spring cleaning. And that actually turning things over and washing things and opening up the windows sparks the motivation in you to want to be productive. And I think then that's the time that you really can settle in and be like, what is it that I actually want to do? While your body is transitioning from being in a restful state to being in an active state. And that's just, in a lot of things, like the wintertime, when you eat, like you want to eat like warm stews and soups because you're trying to keep your body satiated and warm, and because you want to be sitting, you want to be cozy. And that other time comes and it's time to grow things. And when you want to grow and make things come into action, you want to be like treating your body with things that are lighter and nutritious. And it just, I think, sets your whole body and mindset into spring cleaning. Yeah. And like honing in on those intentions, like spring cleaning your intention.
Yeah.
As to what you want to plant and what you want to build. Because in January, it's too cold to even think about planting. Yeah. I mean, unless you're maybe planting some sprouts and seedlings and you're trying to get like starters, but I think it's even that. It's still too early.
I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask.
But 'tis not the time. So why?
'Tis not.
'Tis not. So this is what we're talking about. Imbolc to Ostara. It is the time. Because that's your get up and go time.
You back, she back.
Dippity dippity doo.
Bang bang.
That's
the way.
Like shoo-bop, shoo-wada-wada, yippity-boom-boom, chang-chang, changity-chang, shoo-bop.
Always be together.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're one of
The
a kind, like
dip 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 do up dip dip. Okay, that's stop that. This is the perfect time for us
You
to
started.
take a
You
break.
started.
We're gonna
that
take a
musical
break and we're gonna be right back. Think about what life would look like if you had the foundation to do the shadow work, understand where you're holding yourself back, and the confidence to bring some everyday magic elements into your life, follow your intuition, and know exactly the steps forward for you. Well, that's what we teach you and more in our Holistic Witchery program. Be sure to get on the wait list for Holistic Witchery. It's the one class we think everybody should take here at the Sisters Enchanted. It has changed so many lives and is at the core of all of our fundamental beliefs about who we are and how we propel ourselves forward in a way that makes great change for ourselves and those around us. Check out holisticwitchery.com, get on the wait list, and we can't wait to welcome you into class just as soon as enrollment opens. All right, we're back, and we promise
to not sing anymore.
not sing anymore
On this podcast
on this
episode.
on this podcast. No promises for the future.
Yeah.
That would just be lies.
It would.
All right. When I think of Imbolc, oh my gosh, I can't even say it without thinking it now. When I think of Imbolc to Ostara, for me, I think that I've always taken a long time to let intentions sit and grow. It doesn't come quickly for me because I have lots of intentions and things I want to work on. And for me, it's best to kind of just really like, this is the way my brain works. If you, here it goes. If you like wind up a swing really tight, and then let it go and it all while rings around. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sounds
adequate, accurate. When it's done, that's what it's like for me when we've hit Ostara and it's just there. Like it's all wrung out. It's good to go. And
strung yourself so tightly for so long, but you finally just break and then have your moment.
No, it's not broken. It's just like, oh, there it is. Like it just settles. Maybe that wasn't the right way to describe it. I mean, it probably actually is, but it doesn't seem like it's really translating well to other people who aren't in my head. So in my head, it seems a lot like there's a lot of like ideas. And then as soon as it gets warm out, I can see, I can feel, I can breathe again. And clarity is there. Mm-hmm. And this time from beginning of February through that March 21st period, that transition is when I start to look for that more. I start to look for those opportunities where, oh, I don't, it's warm today. I can think for a second outside. I can open my window for a minute. I can, go have my coffee during my lunch break at work. Like I can go have my coffee and just stand outside and just be outside for a few moments. And that's when it's like that new breath being breathed into me in that in between time where it starts to finally settle. Yeah.
I like how for me it was about like spring cleaning and stuff, and yours was about being outside. Like hanging upside down in the swing. I can just imagine you like not sitting on the swing normally, but putting your stomach on the swing.
Gosh, yeah, that's the right way.
Yeah, hair going everywhere.
That's the best way.
It's totally you.
You don't know me at all. Just kidding.
Sorry,
you know me really well.
I know.
All right. Well, remember, y'all, that we have lots of resources for you when it comes to the seasonal shifts, when it comes to the festivals, the Wheel of the Year. We always have free resources over on our blog and in our app that you can download printable guides to each of these spokes on the wheel. If you missed the Imbolc one, you can still go and grab it. It's totally free. You don't even have to sign up for anything. It's just
there.
And then the Ostara one as well. If we'll put it here with this one, so you can kind of start to put some things together. But remember that the Wheel of the Year, just like lunar cycles, we don't jump from space to space. This is not a board game.
Just like your personalities.
It's like my personality. Oh my gosh, this podcast has not been good to me.
You said it.
I did.
I just circled back to it.
Well, this is not a board game. It's fluid. It's more like we're on the lazy river and we're going through all of the places. The same with the lunar cycle. It's all meshing together. So we want to look at this time period between these spokes on the Wheel of the Year and see, what are we transitioning to? What are we taking from one, moving into the other? Because it is, again, it's fluid. It's in motion. It's not stagnant little times on a calendar that we celebrate and forget about. We're moving with them at all times. Indeedly do. So we do have.
I was waiting for you to sing.
No.
We're going to break all of the
make sure
promises we've made here today.
That you check out all of the links underneath or near this, wherever you're listening to it, because we want to make sure that you don't miss out. We have some very cool special announcements coming up right around the corner, and we want to make sure that you don't miss them ever. You get your free resources. Check out the sistersenchanted.com/blog, where you can find more of those free resources at any time. And be sure to share with us on social media what it is that you're doing to honor this transition. How are you finding your intentions coming into being? Have you settled on them? We would love to hear about it. So you can share with us over in our app community or on social media and tag us so we can see it. We do love seeing what everybody's doing. It gives us so much inspiration.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Yes. I had thought, but I'm not going to say it because it's going to open up a whole different can of worms.
You want to say it quickly?
Well, I was just saying that
I'll open it for you.
This shift, you're talking about it starting in February.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about that is that that's also the start of Aquarius season.
That's a true fact.
And Aquarius energy is energy of trying to find your thought process of something, like how to figure out the right way to do something that works for you. And so it's really, like you were saying, just a good time to settle into your intentions, because that Aquarius energy kind of demands it of you, that you pick a point.
Yeah.
That you pick something that you want to learn more about, something that you want to master, something that you want to do, and then just really, really get into it and stand by it. And so I think that it's also really interesting that just at that shift of time, you have that sign that comes in that kind of insists that you're conscious in your thoughts and what you want to do.
It all works together.
Like a wheel of your personality.
Yes, Anna. Yes. Just like that.
I thought so.
Okay, then. It's been real talking to you.
As always. Happy to be here.
All right. Thank you so much for listening in. Be sure to give us a good review, not on our singing, and to
unless you thought it was beautiful,
subscribe, share. It helps us so much as small business owners to get this message out, this message of singing and joy out to people and everything all around the world, so we can spread magic, make the world a better place. And you get to be a part of that when you help get the word out there. So leave us a review, share, subscribe, all of the things, wherever it is that you are taking this in. And we'll see you next time on the Expedition to Soul podcast. Bye.
Bye.